Hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good morning here.
Good morning.
Yes. And Evgeny, good, or rather,
Good
midday.
morning.
Is it morning still?
Hello.
11 or 12?
I don't know. For me, it's still morning.
Okay, good. Well, it's morning here as well.
It's actually 1 p.m.
Ah, I see.
Oh, that
For you, it's still morning, right? You just got up not long ago, or what? What time did you get up?
3 hours ago.
That's okay.
Hi,
So,
Heidi.
yeah.
Hello.
How have you been, Heidi? How's your day?
As usual. Went to clinic and to supermarket and returned here.
Okay. Nothing interesting happened.
Korean lesson that changed.
Yeah, what do you think? What's your opinion, guys?
Yes, I think it's very good.
It's better, isn't it?
Much better.
We are a bit more focused now.
Yeah.
See, welcome, Servet. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
So, how
We're
is your
just
morning?
Yeah, good. We're just discussing about the new change in Klingon.
Yes, can you tell us this class's plan? Because in the last it was 200 class and it was grammar based. 3 minutes article. Is it the same for this class or?
No, this is different. This is a 300. It's upper intermediate. So you guys fit in this class well. Usually what we're supposed to do, we have to, as teachers, we have to tell the students, tell you guys that, for example, right now, you're all suitable for this, so I'm not going to try to kick you out or anything. But the thing is, it's just making it convenient and being fair, right, on other students, because what's happening now in Klingon with this new change is that every hour throughout the whole 24 hours, there's always going to be at least one easier or one easy lesson and then one more advanced lesson. So you might have one which is 100 or 200 and then another class running at the same time which is 300 or 400. Okay, so in this case, ours is 300. So I'm not sure who is teaching now at the same time or if there is any, but I think that's what they're pushing for. And so if there is an easier class, maybe 100, 200, then the focus is primarily on the grammar or the pronunciation, you know, not so much on the discussion questions and all that. So this is the biggest change.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Today in this class, it's a 300 class. In the last class, for example, Sakina said that we needed to work on grammar for 20 minutes and 5 minutes on article. So in this class, we still work on grammar for 20 minutes and 5 minutes on article? Or?
No, that's the other way around now.
Other way around. Okay.
Yeah, other way around. So we're going to be discussing more. So it's more when it comes to the 300 and the 400 or the upper intermediate and advanced classes, it's more about communication and discussion. Yeah. So we focus on the article, not necessarily a lot on the grammar. We'll cover the grammar and we'll try to implement it in our discussion. But if we drift away from the grammar and start having other discussions, that's fine, as long as we are communicating, you know.
Oh, that's what we asked for.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's a lot of students asked for, and you know they're trying to sort of make it easier now for everyone. And I think it's a good thing, you know. And
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then we can talk about other things, not just the article. Maybe sometimes the article we've covered and then okay, there's nothing else, so we can relate it to other things and we can share opinions and have little debates, And then also dialogues will be coming as well soon. So that's another interesting thing in the next, I think, couple of weeks or so. So yeah, more things are coming our way. Or your way.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Yes. Yeah, so Gandhi, what do you think? What's your opinion?
I'm excited too because that's what I think the most advanced students want to have.
Yeah.
Because they already know grammar. Maybe they need just a reminder about grammar, like structure and other. But they don't need to spend, let's say, 20 minutes on the grammar points.
That's right. But sometimes I think, like in your previous class, was it the two of you that were in Sakina's class? So if you were to have left the class, then there's nobody in the class to teach. So in that case, it's fine for you. And unless, and also if there's no other lesson or class being taught, then just you're most welcome to stay, you know, and get the most out of it, you know. But where it becomes sort of difficult for students is when we have a, let's say, a beginner's class, and we have a mixture of beginners or beginner students and advanced students, and the advanced students end up staying in that class. That's when it becomes sort of, you know, unfair on the beginner students, because if we are focusing on them and the advanced student is just too advanced, then the beginner is sort of left behind, you know, and they cannot catch up, they cannot follow the class, you know, or they don't have a chance to answer questions. You understand the point, yeah?
Yeah, just intimidating for beginners.
Yeah. And they might not, exactly, and they might feel shy or embarrassed to try, you know, and they don't want to make any effort, and because the other student is so advanced, they don't feel like, I'm not going to speak, you know, I look silly. So, yeah. Alright, guys, maybe we should start.
What about Heidi? 私は Heidi どうも、こんばんは。
こんばんは。あなたはハイデではありません。あなたはネゲーション。あなたはハイデではありません。ではありません。
This is too fast. I cannot.
アドではありません。あなたはハイデではありません。あなたは日本人ではありません。あれは山ではありません。ネゲーション。
So what is the negation? Can you type this one, because I am having trouble hearing the exact syllables. I guess the Japanese speak even faster than the Spanish. Did you watch Wolverine?
Yeah.
There are a lot of Japanese conversations. They speak so fast.
You couldn't follow, huh?
I know I cut konbanwa and the phrase before they started eating. What was it? Itadakimasu. Something like this. They say, this is from the mountains, this is from the ocean. Do you say this, Haide? Or when you make a dish, do you like try to have a balanced, some part from the maybe ocean, like seafood, another part is from mountains, maybe more land, vegetables, etc.
I can understand what.
In the movie,
in
the movie was representing the food they were about to eat. She said, this food is from the ocean, this is from the mountains.
Ah, I see.
So I think when the Japanese cook, they want to have a balanced plate.
Yes. We mix the food from sea, from mountain, from farm. It's balanced. Not only from sea, not only from mountain.
Okay, got it.
All right, guys. So let's start. So we'll have a little warm up just to get into this class. By the way, it's a history and culture lesson. Our topic is history and culture. So what am I holding in my hand here?
Cigarette.
Really?
The cigarette looks like cigarette. Oh, handkerchief. Tissue.
Yeah, tissues, yeah? So whose are they?
They are yours.
Really?
Aren't they?
Yes. Yes, they are. They are mine. Now if I give them to Heidi, whose are they if I give them to Heidi?
Who?
Evgeny, if I give these tissues to Heidi, who do they belong to? Whose are they?
My tissue.
They're hers.
Yeah, nice.
It's already mine. Don't touch it.
All right, Heidi. Let's say you want to give. Let's say Evgeny needs to blow his nose, so you give them. You give them to him.
Yeah.
So whose are they now?
It's already his.
Yeah. So now they're his. Excellent. And what if it belongs to yourself, Heidi, and Evgeny?
Mine?
So it belongs to you and Evgeny.
Ours. It's
Servet,
ours.
whose are they?
They are theirs.
Excellent. Perfect. You pretty much used all of them. Well done, guys. I knew that you are very well acquainted with these possessives. So as you know, we're using possessives. So so we're gonna briefly now go over this. We're not gonna dwell on it. And the other thing is, I didn't mention to you. So when we have an advanced class or upper intermediate class, we're not gonna have grammar and pronunciation. It's always one or the other. Sometimes we might have just grammar, or sometimes we might have just pronunciation. So in this case, we're just going to focus on a bit of grammar for about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll move straight to the article. All right. So I'm going to share it with you as always, just as a reminder. So let's have a look. Oh, I when that happens. So it's quite common for learners to get confused with possession in English, since we rarely make use of to show possession. I know in some languages you might use of quite often. So the house of John. In English you just say John's house. The yarn of the cat, or the cat's yarn. By the way, do you know what yarn means? Who knows what yarn means?
What you use to crochet?
Sorry?
When you make when you knit a sweater, for example, yarn is what you use.
Yes, Heidi should know that. Heidi, you know what yarn is, yeah?
Yeah, a kind of potato. No?
No. That's yam.
Yeah. Oh,
Yarn.
yeah.
Yeah. This word here. Yarn, yeah? The cats like to play with it.
I thought yam.
No. No, yarn.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. So, anyways, I just thought I'd mention that because it's not many students actually know this. So, secondly, right, so using possessive nouns is the most basic way to form possession. So they're placed before the noun that they modify. So I might say, that is Jennifer's car, or Tim's cat is sitting on the table. If the noun is singular, you will always add an apostrophe. Okay, and then S. If the noun does not end in S, always add an apostrophe. And then S. So it will be noun plus the apostrophe S. So Jack becomes Jack's bike is outside. Sally, I like Sally's house. Now if the noun is a regular plural ending in S, you add an apostrophe. That's it. Okay, so just the apostrophe. So workers, the workers' tools. So that's the regular plural, now becoming possessive. Students, I have to grade the students' papers. Then possessive nouns can be used for objects and ideas, not just proper names. So we tested the car's safety. The theory's results were surprising. The theory's results were surprising. Third, using possessive adjectives is another way to form possession. So they're used when the context of who owns the noun is understood. So Frank loves tropical fish. Those are his fish in the tank. Jenny really loves reading books. That is her book on the table. Many people confuse possessive adjectives with possessive pronouns. Remember that possessive adjectives are placed before the noun that they modify. So, their house, in this case, is a possessive adjective. Right? Their house is the last one on the right. Talk to Susan. Talk to Susan. Her father is in the hospital. Okay, and other possessive adjectives are my, your, his, her, its, our, their. So you might say, look at my new computer. Is that your pencil on the table? Why is his shirt dirty? I knew her little brother. Its problem is not known. That is our house near the river. Their horses are very strong. Okay, so don't mix them up with possessive pronouns, guys. Yeah, make sure you understand the difference. Every time you see a noun following this possessive adjective, you know that it's an adjective, possessive adjective. So, fourthly, using possessive pronouns is another way to form possession. So they're used when the context of who owns the noun is understood. So Frank loves. Is that repeated? Yeah, it is. Anyways. All right. So remember the possessive pronouns are placed after the noun that they modify, and use the to be verb. So it will not be placed directly after the noun, and it is usually placed at the end of the sentence. So construction will be noun plus the verb to be, and then possessive pronoun to end. So the last house on the right is theirs. The problem is his. And other examples of possessive pronouns are mine, yours, his, hers, ours, theirs. Look at the car. It's mine. The grand prize is yours to keep. I think the watch is his. Are you positive that it is hers? The boat on the lake is ours. The children are theirs. Okay, so before we move on, I just want you guys to give me an example. Give me a sentence of a possessive adjective. So a sentence with a possessive adjective and a sentence with a possessive pronoun. Who wants to attempt? Jenny, do you want to try? We'll start picking.
My dog is very big. That big dog is mine.
Okay, so which one is this? Possessive adjective or pronoun?
The first one possessive adjective and the second possessive pronoun.
What was the first sentence again?
My dog is big.
Okay. Good. Yes, excellent. I'm happy with that. Anyone else wants to give an example?
Okay.
Heidi?
The car is not mine. It's his.
Yeah, good. So this is?
The car is not mine. His car. Mine is the possessive pronoun. His is the adjective.
So his car. Yes, good.
His car.
Excellent. Okay, Servet, do you want to also give one?
Okay. This notebook is mine. Your notebook is in your closet.
Perfect. Well done. Excellent. Well done. That's good. So the first one is a pronoun, and the second the adjective. Well done, guys. Okay, let's keep it going then and move to the article. You guys are all right with grammar. So this is a bit of a history lesson in case you weren't aware of the history of Australia and what happened there when the Australians or the British and Irish arrived. So there's a link if you want to open it in your own window. So, Aboriginal children, Australia's stolen generation. So, between 1910 and 1970, the Australian government took 100,000 Aboriginal children away from their homes. These children, known as the stolen generation, were often under 5 years of age. They were taken away from their families because the government did not believe in the future of the Aborigines. They thought it would be better to bring them to white families. Many methods were used to separate Aboriginal babies and children from their families. Children were simply taken away by government officials and later told that they were orphans. Mothers often were given documents to sign. They could not read or write, and they were told it was some kind of vaccination program. Others were taken to hospitals and never seen by their families again. In most cases, rich white families were given money to bring them up. Some went to orphanages or church missions. In 1995, an investigation was stated to bring more truth to the topic. The government, however, did not apologize to the victims. The new Prime Minister, Kevin Rudd, was the first Australian politician to make a formal apology to the Aborigines in 2008. However, he also said that the government would not give any money to the victims. He claimed that it was in the interests of the government to raise the children in the best way. Up to now, only one member of Australia's stolen generation has received money from the government. Bruce Trevorrow was taken to hospital on Christmas Day in 1957 His father never saw him again, and the government sent him to a white foster family. He came back to his mother when he was 10 years old. In his further life, he suffered from depression and turned to alcohol. In 1998, he went to court and succeeded in getting about $500,000 from the Australian government as a form of compensation. There are many others in Australia who have suffered the same fate. Organizations are being set up to work for the rights of the Aborigines and to make sure that nothing like this ever happens again.
This is strange.
Yeah. Were you aware of this?
No, never heard of it.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah. There's a lot of things in the Western history which are kept down low. But anyways, so this is I think, some sort of artwork of the government taking the children. It's a drawing, actually, by an Australian artist. Very interesting. Yeah, and that's not the only thing, the only bad thing that was happening in those times in Australia. A lot more going on, but we can discuss it. So, any questions? Should we go through some vocabulary
No questions.
Yeah. So the Aboriginal is actually from Aborigines, the Australian native. So an Aboriginal person is an Australian native. Like in America, they call them Indians. That's the Native Americans. On the rabbit fence, Cecilia is chatting to us. Hello, Cecilia. She's watching us. Yeah, there are many. She probably knows a bit about the history as well. So Aborigines, someone who belongs to the group of people who lived in Australia long ago. Apologize, we know that. Claim to say officially. Compensation is the money you get because someone hurt you or someone has done something wrong to you. Nowadays, compensation can be at work, maybe you know, hurt yourself somehow, so there's compensation you can get for that. Court, yeah, place where a trial is held. Fate. The things that will happen to someone, especially if they are bad. You know, people usually say, "Oh, it was fate. It was destined to happen," and so on. A foster family, a family that brings up a child that is not theirs. Further, is later, with no government, investigation, an official attempt to try to find out the truth. Or an official is someone who has a position in the government. So it's not the adjective, it's the actual noun, person. An orphan is a child with no mother or father. Orphanage, a place where orphans live. To raise means to bring up. Receive, get, separate. To bring apart. Set up, organize, sign, and all that. To suffer, to feel pain. Vaccination is to protect a person from illnesses and diseases. And a victim, a person who has had to suffer because of what someone has done to them. So yeah, the Aborigines did suffer. They suffered immensely. They're still suffering today. So you want to ask any questions?
No questions about vocab.
Okay. Anything about the actual article or the history about this?
Why government has separated the children from Aboriginal parents? What reason?
There are many reasons. But here, you know, they're saying here that at the very beginning, where is it? Because the government did not, the government didn't believe in the future of the Aborigines. So they wanted to minimize their population, you know, then they used them in other ways, you know, white families, they raised them, you know, for their own use, you know. I guess it would be like a similar thing to what happened in America, you know, they use them for slaves and labor and all that. And, but there are many other horrible things that also occurred here. To the Aborigines, they were hunted, you know, like there were animals and horrible things. And yes.
Do they teach this topic at schools in the United States, in Australia?
Yeah, to a certain degree. I didn't have it. I mean, that wasn't covered in my history, or in a way, but not in its totality, you know. Yes. Of course, it wouldn't be in its totality because they wouldn't want to remind of the horrible things that were occurring back then. To a certain degree, they tried to give it justice, but like it says here, I mean, the government never ever believed that they should apologize for what they've done. Can you believe that? That's racist. But then, in 2008, Kevin Rudd was the prime minister then. He made a formal apology, but still believed there's no compensation to be made. There's no money to be given to them. Yeah, so it's quite difficult. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, they've just turned to crime now, you know, crime, alcohol, and drugs, you know, and the community is suffering at large. And it's not a nice sight, you know. I mean, not all of them are like that, but there's a great percentage.
Aborigines, they are living in the group or already huge to other Australians in the city side or somewhere.
Sorry, I didn't understand your question.
Now, how about now, Aborigines? They are living in only Aborigine group or already huge in Australian normal, common people in the society?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's. I mean, they are everywhere. There are certain parts of Australia where they're more of the Aboriginals. There's, you know, larger communities, but there are certain parts like certain cities where they're not very common. Then they are, I don't know, they've just moved out or they were almost forced out, so they're living in other areas. But they are within the community. They are integrated. You know, they're in the community, and but like I said, they're suffering. You know, they've been alcohol, drugs, all this has been introduced to them, and because they were not looked at, you know, given the same sort of rights in a way or the same equality, you know, they turn to these harmful things like alcohol and drugs, and so then they turn to crime. You know, they steal and whatnot, and it's common nowadays. Usually, unfortunately, that's what's happening. And so, I don't know, you can blame a lot of people for that, you know.
In Japan, another small group were living in the Hokkaido.
Okay.
I know. They had a different culture, but they didn't have any letters, so we don't know the culture exactly. Then the Hokkaido became Japan, one of Japan, part of Japan. It was, I don't know, 200 years ago, quite new. After that, I know huge to other Japanese. So once they disappeared. But recently, young Ainu decided to dig up their history and even their language. Now he is listening old Ainu about the culture and the language.
Yeah, I didn't know that they would have that in Japan. What about in are there any other similarities like these guys? Have you heard of any other countries or nations or civilizations that have suffered like this?
Yes. The only examples are probably African Americans. I cannot think of any other example. Or maybe Jewish people wanted to. Jewish people wanted to be wiped out.
Yeah.
Was it? Do you say Hitler in English? We say Hitler in Turkish. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Hitler. Adolf Hitler. Yeah.
Look, it's very surprising that they are all things in close history. We have a lot of sad events, and looks like we are still so primitive creatures. We are so primitive still, and there are still lots of brutal things happening. Like maybe today, lots of people are living in cities. Maybe some people have luxurious cars, but when you look at the whole world, a lot of countries are, in a lot of countries, people are suffering from a lot of things. Hunger, wars, discrimination, a lot of things. And when we look at the technology, when we see that this technology, computers, etc., I mean, human history is maybe millions of years old, but we have these little technologies for maybe 20 years, which shows that we are still so primitive, mentally and in terms of science as well.
So true. Yes. Beginning, do you want to say anything?
For me, it looks like kind of genocide, because these people they lose their identity, because these kids are future of this nation, and so doing this, they, let's say, government, they wanted to, I think, extinction to extinct this tribe.
Yes. Yeah, I mean there are examples like these or like this one. We can bring up America and the Native Americans. What happened when how they were treated?
Yeah.
When the British went there, and I don't know. There's a lot of history there, to be spoken about, and the things that were done. It's quite, horrendous, and it's disturbing, Now that these people are supposed to be leading our planet, our world, is questionable. But anyways, I mean, by the way, I've put a link there, guys, which gives like a brief, sort of summary on Aboriginal people and how they're living now and how they used to live, and a brief history. And yeah, I mean, a lot of the Aboriginals now are living in rural areas, so rural, away from the cities. You know, some are still living in villages, you know, the way they used to live. But there's a lot who have also integrated, you know, into the.
Now, how they
society.
do they live in? For example, government is giving.
Yeah, the government. Yeah, they do have benefits from the government. The government does give them benefits, but because they were already introduced to alcohol and drugs and all that, they've become complacent and they don't really go out to seek work. So they're happy with the dole money that they get, you know, the benefits from the government, and they use that, you know, just to survive. It's enough for them, you know. They use it to buy alcohol, whatever, and they always they intoxicated. I'm not generalizing. They're not all like that, but this is the picture that's been painted. Yeah, and so you can't really blame them because, you know, it's very difficult. You know,
Don't they go to the same schools as the whites or other people?
they do, yeah, they do. But there's quite a bit of racism going on, you know, and not many of them are fortunate or privileged. And if they are going to those schools, then it's just there's a lot of troublemaking going on, you know, and this is from my experiences, you know, what I've seen. But I'm not general. I'm not saying they all are like that, but it's just I don't think they were given the opportunity and the help that they should have been given, you know, community-based and all that. Because this is all, I mean, that's how governments, Western government, I believe, you know, work. And, you know, at the beginning, they are very, how do you say it, cruel in a way. They just deal with you in whatever way they feel right, you know. So maybe they take your children away, or maybe they do mass massacres just to diminish the population. But then later on, it becomes more political, right? So that's not evident anymore, like they used to do. But there are other ways and means which they use, you know, to still keep at it. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
And so, yeah. So yeah, have a look at this little link in your spare time if you want. It talks a little bit about them and to see, just so you can understand what they've gone through. But anyways, okay. So let me. If there's anything else you want to say, don't hesitate. Go ahead. We're just going to briefly touch on some of these questions. So try to incorporate, you know, our grammar a little bit into these questions. So it's quite simple questions, shouldn't be anything difficult. So whose children were stolen?
Aborigines, their children were stolen by government.
Yes, good. Their children were stolen. Or, but their children, is that possessive pronoun or possessive adjective?
Adjective.
What if you wanted to use a pronoun?
Pronoun. Theirs.
How would you?
Government stolen children. Theirs.
It's a bit complex. So you might want to ask, whose children were they?
Theirs.
Theirs, the Aboriginals, yeah?
Yeah.
Theirs, yes. Good. Now, whose responsibility is it to apologize to the Aboriginal community in Australia?
It is the government's responsibility to apologize.
So the responsibility
punish the people who are responsible.
They should have
Bring
punished.
him to the court.
Probably most of those aren't even alive. Maybe their grandchildren could be alive. But it's the government that needs to get punished, really. So they will have to. The best way would be to make some sort of compensation, provide for them, to put their hands in their pockets and spend on the Aboriginal communities and stop providing them with corner shops or booze and liquor stores and all this, but that's not their agenda. So, anyways, but yeah. So the responsibility is. Say that?
Theirs.
Theirs, excellent. Yeah. So the government is.
Its government is singular, I guess. So the responsibility, if you're talking
It's you can say it's Now, to whom did Bruce Trevorrow return to at the age of 10? That's from the article now.
He was returned to his mother.
Yeah. Good. So, do you think you can form a sentence with a possessive pronoun here? It'll be difficult, but if you leave it as an adjective, that's fine.
I don't know how to make this pronoun.
You want to try?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wouldn't be probably able to unless you're talking about his mother. The mother is his, yeah. But the question is more about the adjective. To whom did he return? He returned to his mother.
Yeah.
That's fine, no problems. I just want you to understand the difference between the possessive adjective and the possessive pronoun. Okay, I think I've asked this question earlier, but so try to maybe use a possessive pronoun here. Can you think of another civilization with a similar history? How would you answer it now with a possessive pronoun?
The children who the government returned the mother are theirs.
Or the child.
A children.
Yeah, or the child, because it's one person here. The son, maybe, yeah. You can say the son, yeah, is hers.
Her.
Yeah, because he returned to his mother. So the son is hers. Yeah, her son returned. That's good, yeah. You've changed it to a possessive pronoun. Good. Well done, Heidi. So now what if we think of another civilization with a similar history? I guess it's happened in South America, with the Spanish and the Portuguese, in North America, with the British. It's happened in Africa.
Before Australia had another problem. From European countries, they brought a lot of orphans, right? Orphans became child labor in Australia. They couldn't get enough education then. It's passed along recently. Australian government apologized to them.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, at the very beginning, Australia was like a big prison, you know, for all these prisoners from the Western world. That's initially also was part of this beginning, and then it sort of developed into the country it is. But anyways, so who can give me one good sentence? It's a challenge.
Their children, their parents addicted to alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Their parents.
The parents are looked at alcohol. Okay. Yeah, this is it would be an adjective, so possessive adjective. Their parents. Well, if you think about another civilization, to relate the history, maybe let's say, I don't know, when the British moved to America, North America, with the Native Americans, to put it in the right context. Servet, do you want to try? So maybe you can start by saying the the colonization of the British, you know, to North America has a similar history. Yeah?
Yes.
So you can say, which possessive pronoun could you use here?
The British is plural.
Mm-hmm.
So
Or it could be a neuter. It wouldn't have to be any genders or plural. So neuter. You can say it's. Yeah.
let's say in the history there are lots of colonization attempts.
Mm-hmm.
The British also was one of the leaders,
Mm-hmm.
as well as France, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Theirs, and let's say the British made some voyages across the world.
Yes.
One of theirs was to Canada.
Good. Yes. That's a good. Well done.
Because when we use this possessive pronouns, we need some introduction.
Exactly. Yes. So that's what I'm trying to say. We've got to establish something. Yeah, we have to establish some sort of ground to talk about. Perfect. So you're talking about the voyages, you know, and it's good. See, it's not as easy as you might think. You know, this is because you have to establish something. You can't just talk about, because then you're always going to fall into that trap of possessive adjectives, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you say it's history, you know, rather than making it a possessive pronoun. All right, that's good. Okay, guys. So I'll briefly just give you another practice run of one question each, or some sort of assessment. and then we'll wrap it up. So let's see. Heidi, I'll begin with you. What should I say? It's just quite simple. Yeah, just give me a random sentence using a possessive pronoun.
Mm-hmm.
Make up your own.
Mm-hmm. We are living condo. This condo is ours.
Yes, nice. This condo is ours. Excellent. Thank you, Heidi. Jenny, can you also do the same?
They lived in the nice house. The house is theirs.
Yeah, nice and simple. Well done. Thank you very much, Jenny. And Servet.
Yes. Each person in this room has a different nationality. Mine is Japanese. 私は日本人です。
ではありません。
Nice, I like it. That's good. Bit of a twist to it. Well done. Thank you very much, Servet. And thank you all. Alright guys, that's it. We can wrap it up. Any questions at all?
I have no questions.
Awesome. Okay, we had a good little chat about it, the Australian history and Aboriginals. Okay, thank you very much for attending, and I hope to see you soon, guys.
Okay.
If I don't see you later, have a great day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye, guys.
Oyasumi.